I've heard it said that it's not the quantity of friends you have in life, but the quality. If I had only one friend in my life, I'd consider myself humbled and blessed if it were Tom Browning. Tom is just the kind of thoughtful, selfless, trusting person that everyone needs to help them get through life. Someone who doesn't judge. Well, he might roll his eyes and sigh, or freely offer his own opinion, or maybe react with a wan smile over my latest drama. But what are friends for if they don't check you on your own sanity sometimes, right? Tom is also one of the best cooks I know, especially when it comes to baking cakes and cookies and brownies and fudge. It isn't Christmas unless I get a package of fudge from Tom, presented in a special gift box, impeccably adorned with the perfect tissue and ribbon. I've tried to talk him into opening up his own cottage business to sell his baked goods to the public in restaurants. But I selfishly don't want to risk him not having enough time to tend to the sweet tooth of his friends. If we're lucky, he might have a fresh batch of bourbon butterscotch chocolate chip blondies waiting for us. And even though they're not French, we'll wash them down with some Paris Manhattans. And along the way, we'll discover the history of the Park Towers condominium building and Franklin Park. Come, join us. Not all of the buildings in the neighborhood are from the turn of the last century. Sometimes, buildings that have replaced some of the mansions along East Broad Street have become iconic mid-century landmarks themselves. Park Towers, where Tom lives in an upper-floor condo, is just such a place. Soon to celebrate its 60th birthday, the 17-story luxury residential towers cost $4 million to build, and were the closest thing Columbus offered to compare with the likes of high-rise urban living on the Upper West Side of Manhattan overlooking Central Park, or the Gold Coast of Chicago, overlooking Lincoln Park and Lake Michigan. It's been the home of some of the most notable families in the city's history. A sales brochure for the property boasted modern conveniences like self-defrosting refrigerators, dishwashers, and designer no-wax floors. Personal maids and valets were available too. At least 2 mansions were demolished to clear the way for Park Towers. Built in 1907, the Dennis Kelly House stood on 2 lots on the corner of East Broad Street and Woodland Avenue. Kelly was a wholesale grocer and president of the Crystal Ice and Cold Storage Company. After the last of his heirs died, the executor sold the house at auction for $15,000 in 1943. Successive sales ended when it was sold to a developer from Philadelphia in 1960 and demolished soon after. The other mansion that stood next door was the home of Andre Crotty from Argentina, who served as surgery staff chairman for White Cross, Grant, and Ohio State University hospitals, and founded the country's first free cancer clinic in Columbus in October 1921. Originally built for Winfield Courtright, president of the Union National Bank, the house was raised to create the gated parking for Park Towers. Construction of the house on the opposite corner began in 1908, but wasn't completed until 1914. Built for Henry C. Werner, a shoe and boot manufacturer, the home is still standing, but the expensive blonde brick that covered the entire house was sadly covered with white paint just recently. The prime location of Park Towers, just 2 miles from the city's center at Broad and High, overlooks Franklin Park. Before the mansions were built along Broad Street, the park was the site of the Franklin County Fair in 1872, and later the Ohio State Fair, at the time my house was built, and Broad Street was just a dirt road called Bush's Plank Road. Horse-drawn coaches and trolleys brought visitors from downtown to the fair and stopped at the old trolley car barn nearby on Oak Street that's currently being converted into a mixed-use food hall, brew pub, and farmers market scheduled to open in August. When the fairgrounds moved to the north side of town, the state ceded the property to the city, and Franklin Park opened to the public in 1884. The boathouse on the right in this picture was the original State Grange building, before 1885, when the State Fair was located here. The building was completed in 1875 and demolished in 1913. The conservatory was built in 1895, opened February 17, 1897, and was extensively renovated and enlarged for the International Horticultural Show Ameriflora in 1992. Hi, here to see Tom Browning, 1408.
Tom Browning.
Yeah, sign it over there. It's been a while since I've been here. Hey!
How are you?
Doree, how are you? Hi, Pop.
She's all excited.
How's up, Pop?
See her Uncle Phil.
This is Clarine, my god dog. Give me kisses, Clarine. Give the camera kisses. Okay. So, Tom, I think it's been over a year since before the lockdown, since I've been here. So,
Yeah.
let's let's show everybody what it's like in high-rise living in Old Town East, and maybe talk a bit about how long you've been here, what you've done to the place, why you like living here, just anything, and point out, especially point out a few things that might be of particular interest, your art pieces and things.
All
Okay,
right.
great. Lead the tour.
Well, I moved here 9 years ago, May 1st, and I have been doing different things to it as I go. I've remodeled the kitchen, I've remodeled both bathrooms, I've
And this is
painted.
a 2-bedroom unit, right?
This is 2 bedrooms, yeah. And it's the views are terrific here, as you'll see as we go along.
Yeah, I'd love those.
Yeah. And I have some really weird art.
It's great art.
And I like collecting it, and I like particularly collecting faces of people, or abstract faces or something like that. But I've got a lot of different kinds of art here, though. So.
Yeah, you're as much an art whore as I am, I think. Okay, let's take people on a tour.
Okay, all right. Well, this is my dining area right here. And chose a glass top table because it is kind of small, but I like to seat at least 6 people around my table.
Yeah, and I've had plenty of dinners here to vouch for the space. It's great.
Yeah.
And the bowl is something you just recently did, isn't it?
I did. I found that copper bowl and I painted it black, and I found those garden stones at a nursery, and yeah, I thought they were so unusual. And the fun thing about this is, of course, I've changed the light since you were here last too.
Right, but that's what you painted on my pad.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm.
But the fun thing about these is that looks like an eye.
It does.
And it looks at you all the as you walk around.
It follows you like those old paintings.
It does. It follows
haunted
you.
houses.
Yeah.
Oh, and the colors blend in with your Blanco
Right.
glass collection here in the window.
Well, I've got,
Perfect.
I collected stretch vases. I'm at my limit now, so I'm not going to collect any more.
You got room to squeeze one more in there in the middle,
maybe
I think.
one. But yeah. And my 2 weirdest pieces of art are Peter Keel's.
Yeah,
The bottom one is
these are
Andy
great.
Warhol. And everybody talks about my ceramic balls. I've got.
You got the art at Grandview Mercantile, or?
I got the top one at Gravy Mercantile. Got the other one online. The bottom one online. Yeah.
The Warhol. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. And as you go around, you're going to see a lot of prints. On like all these prints are Paul Richmond. He used to live here in Columbus.
And the one behind us here, I think.
Yeah, that's an original,
right?
Yeah. He lives and his partner Dennis, or his husband Dennis, live in Monterey, California now, and he does a lot of good work teaching kids how to paint and everything. He's just an exceptional person as well as an
Yes.
exceptional artist.
Amazing art.
Yeah. This one here is another one of my favorites. This is by a Cuban street artist named Abel, and I like just how weird it is.
Yeah, it is. It's cool.
And this is the living room area, and
But you know what? One thing I noticed different is the missing cabinet that used to be here.
yeah, I used to have a bar cabinet here.
Right, right.
Yeah, it kind of made more space in here, getting rid of that tall bar cabinet, and
Yeah, at least visually, it really did.
visually more space.
And it was like dark. It was black,
dark,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, no, it's dark wood, but
Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah, it made a huge difference.
yeah.
And I love all of your like tribal pillows.
Yeah.
Are they all mud cloth?
No, they're just different kinds. So some of them are mud cloth, some of them are not. And I also, you'll see more coral as we go along. This was a gift from a friend of mine for staying with his mom while he was on vacation, and gave that to me. This is a replica of a Picasso.
Yeah, I recognize that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show them the work you did on the fireplace. This is an addition
Right.
you
Yeah.
built, right?
I built this, yes. I designed and built it. Kind of got the idea online of a small fireplace that was on there, but I took ordered 2 mantle pieces, and then I cut out the middle piece, and constructed the framework and everything behind that. But this is all hanging on the wall. There's nothing inside the wall at all.
That's amazing.
So the mantles are on cleats, and then the other parts are just screwed to the wall, basically.
And it puts out some heat, doesn't it?
It can, yeah. I very seldom need the heat up here on the 14th floor.
Heat rises, right.
So.
And tell everybody about the art that you made over the fireplace here.
Yeah, I did that. I started on that when I was living, before I started living here, and I spent a couple of years just trying to place those things the way I wanted them, and
Yeah.
and
Didn't you say that there's a code to it?
there
to the
is,
pattern?
but yeah,
That means something to you, but
it's
it's
something
not
to me, and
readily
yeah,
evident.
there's a little riddle to it, but
Okay.
anyway, I did that myself. I tend to dabble a little bit sometimes in art.
And there's some more of your Paul Richmond pieces. You know, usually I love it. Well, yeah, and you do have a touch of color, but I was going to say, you know, you look at my house and there's like a rainbow of colors in every room. And but I love the black and white theme, and then the way you've just kind of used.
Well, if you remember
Colors for
before, I
accents.
had a lot of jewel tones and everything in
Yeah,
this room.
yeah.
And it was basically just changing out pillows and stuff to get this.
Yeah, gradually.
Because I always try to buy my furniture in neutral tones, so I can just change everything out if I want a different look, because you know me, I get bored with it. So, yeah.
You got a right to change your mind.
Yeah, yeah.
But the main thing that I love about this place is the view.
Oh, yeah.
You've
Now,
got
this
to have the
is-
best skyline view of any high-rise in town.
Well, this is these units on the back of the building are the only ones that have a western view, a northern view, and an eastern view.
Yeah.
You'll see the eastern view when we go into the master.
Right. So almost
Primary
360
center.
degree.
I'm sorry?
Almost 360 degree.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you can see Children's Hospital if you go over
Yeah.
that way, so.
You could kind of patch it together, I guess, if you don't have a direct
Right,
view.
right.
Yeah, the skyline, and then OSU East Hospital is over here.
Yeah. You can see that big water tower with the Ohio on it.
Right, and that's over by 670. Uh-huh.
Right. You can see 670, the cars going up there.
And you can even see as far over as Easton from here, can't you? When the trees,
Yeah.
leaves are off the trees. Yeah. And I've got those pictures you sent me that you've taken of like the sunset view from here,
yeah.
and
The sunsets are incredible up here.
you can watch
Especially
the
fall
storms.
Fall and spring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can watch the storms rolling in.
Right.
Do the weather report from up here.
And you can see red, white, and boom from here. And
Oh yeah.
I've had a couple of little parties and things for people that wanted to see it from up here. So
Yeah. And this is East High School down here, that
Yeah.
light
Yeah.
brick building.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, lead us on. Show us more.
Okay, this is another one by that Cuban artist I was telling you about.
Abel?
Abel, yes. I like this one here too. That was a gift from a Christmas gift from a friend of mine.
Very nice.
And this is where Clary and I spend most of our times here in the let me turn some lights on in here.
Yeah.
Here in the den. And it's quite, she's got her little bed in here, and I've got a desk, and you remember Emerson Burkhart that we went to that show?
Sure.
And it's his self-portrait up against, so, a friend of mine's son did that portrait of me. He's a graduate of CCAD.
Yeah, each of those self-portraits looked like an entirely different person, I thought.
Well, he did have, I think that was his favorite subject, was himself.
Yeah.
He did so many self-portraits. He used to live here in town right at the street.
That's right.
Yeah.
In Stephanie Hightower's house, right?
Yeah. And I kind of do things that I like, enjoy. This is a Christmas card that was sent to me from a friend of mine.
Oh,
And it had just a wonderful message on the back of it that I
how
framed.
sweet.
And I read that about once a week. Just to,
Do you really?
I do, yeah.
Oh, that's so touching.
Yeah. And then when I was visiting you in France,
Yeah.
we were at Rocamadour, and this was my exact replica of my first car, Carmen Ghia.
The same color and
Same
everything?
color and everything.
Oh my God.
And I've never been able to find one until I went to France.
There we go.
Yeah. And then there's a picture of Christina and I in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
She's my travel buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have like books and favorite things on the shelves, including some family pictures and friend pictures and
Yeah, but again, the colors and the art there,
oh yeah.
you tied in so well with the
Right.
couch and the
Yeah.
pillows and everything. So well coordinated.
Well, I used to be in the furniture business.
Right. You worked at Kittles for how long?
12 and a half years.
Oh my God, was it that long?
Yeah.
I've lost 10 years somewhere.
Yeah.
On the piece over here, the seahorse.
Yeah, the seahorse.
That's a story.
That is a story. I lived for 3 years with Corbett Reynolds, who was the founder of the Red Party. And
And he was also a noted artist, glass
he was
artist.
a very
and-
noted artist, yeah. And he always had, his parties were like an art installation in itself.
Yeah.
And the last, well, it wasn't the last Red Party, but he had one called the Red Sea in '99. And he passed away. He had a really bad heart, passed away in 2002. And I was lucky enough to have a choice of what I would like out of his carriage house, and I took that seahorse.
That's perfect. I love it.
Yeah. And then I've got a picture of that particular party, one with him, and
Uh-huh.
and then 2 of them are with friends of mine, including you. And then
I
there's
don't
a picture-
recognize myself.
And there's a picture of me and Mink Stoll, who was a John Waters actress.
Uh-huh.
So
Love, love, love it.
yeah. And I remember Corbett out in the backyard in his garden putting gold leaf on that seahorse.
So you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
And
Often
then
in the kitchen.
you've redone totally both bathrooms now, haven't you?
I have.
Right?
I have. This is the last one I did 2 years ago. Yeah. And it still has some work that needs to be done on it, but I'll get to it eventually.
What are you going to do?
Well, the people that tiled it didn't do a great job, so I'm going to put a piece of trim along the ceiling there. Where the
Yeah, I see a little
is.
uneven, yeah.
Yeah, just small things. So.
Things that nobody else would notice, but
Oh, well, you know me.
yes. Well, I can appreciate it. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Okay, and then bedroom and other bathroom are back here?
Yeah. Or, well, this is a foyer. I don't know whether you had any pictures of this or not. Coral pieces and.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, nice.
Foyer. Entryway. And I have a few cookbooks too.
Just a few.
Just a few. That's a caricature that was done at 1972. Oh, I should have done that. It dated me.
Of a previous life, obviously.
At the Ohio State Fair.
Oh, at the fair, that's
Yeah.
good. I've only seen pictures of you when you had the mustache and
Yeah.
the big hair.
Yeah.
You've changed your appearance as much as Lady Gaga.
Oh, you're right. I'd like to have her money.
Yeah, well, oh.
And this is a couple closets here, and this is just a console table. This is a painting, oil painting, original oil painting by Neerman. It's done in 1963, and
It says very contemporary with the building.
yeah, he's a Mexican artist, and he did a lot of abstracts and things. But this is at the beginning of his painting career. He was originally a violinist.
Huh.
And, yeah. So,
And again, the view.
and again the view.
So this is overlooking east
Dirty windows.
to Bexley, and you can see the Franklin Park Conservatory over there. And I've told people a bit about that and about how that Franklin Park used to be the location of the Ohio State Fair, and even before that, the Franklin County Fair.
Yeah.
And when the conservatory was built and everything.
And
Look at that, you can see for miles out there.
You can see the tower at the airport over there.
Yeah, it's a little
It's
hazy
really,
today.
really neat on the 4th of July to see fireworks in Gahanna, Reynoldsburg, and everything going off at the same time.
All around.
And when the trees are not in, have leaves on
Leafed
them,
out.
you can see east, and you can see the big building that has the theater complex in it.
Yeah.
You can see it from here.
So I don't think I've been here since you moved the bed over here.
Right, I used to have it right here by the window.
Right. And how did you create the headboard for it?
Well, I had that headboard. I just I
Did you?
had that throw, and I just put it over top of the headboard.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is a little creative area I put in here with this long table.
Mm-hmm.
to do
Little
some-
workspace.
A little art space.
Boy, that fits perfect.
Yeah.
And then you have another bathroom
Go ahead.
around the corner.
No.
Go ahead.
This is the first one I did. I did this one 4 years ago, I think. So,
Love the shower.
yeah.
And the basket weaved floor tile too.
Yeah. I've become quite handy. I actually hung that floating vanity myself and plumbed it. And,
Oh my God.
yeah, I did all that.
You really are well hung, aren't you?
I am.
And I like the medicine cabinets with the light surrounds too.
Right.
That is a cabinet, right? It opens up.
No, it's not a cabinet. I've got
Oh.
a medicine cabinet behind the door here.
Okay.
Yeah. It
Okay.
makes you look good too.
Yeah, all right. Just the right kind of lighting.
It is. And the last place is the kitchen.
Yeah.
And this I did in 2015, so it's 6 years old. It's in the spring, like it is now.
Yeah. So it's a galley kitchen,
Yes.
but you thought about breaking through the wall
I
here into the
have.
dining room?
I'm thinking, and I'm still thinking about it. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do without these two cabinets overhead here.
Yeah.
But I take that down. I'm thinking about maybe putting them on the other side of this wall here and double.
Huh.
I mean, and just making this like an open kitchen.
Yeah.
As you can see through.
Okay.
But then I would have to have somebody match this countertop and everything else because I want to extend that out a little bit and just to have
a bar area.
Bar area, yeah. And then I'd put a rectangular table in there because the round table would be too big.
Have you thought of just breaking through between the cabinets here? I mean, the wall itself?
Yeah, I thought about that.
Just all kinds of possibilities. Are there any, like any plumbing or?
Well, just electrical there, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'd have to have that redone, so. Yeah.
This is great. And the tile isn't really quite subway tile because it has a little texture to it.
Right.
And it's a little thinner than subway tile.
Now I don't know whether I was one of the first people that started stacking the tile instead of using a brick fashion where it's staggered.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's 6 years ago, so now you're seeing it all over the HGTV and everything when they're doing
Of course, you're a trendsetter, Tom.
I am, yeah.
And this is the original sales catalog?
That's the original sales catalog. Park Towers used to be an apartment complex, and of course it tells about all the different amenities like the 24-hour desk service and concierge.
Right.
And valet parking.
Conveniences like dishwashers and valet parking and fast elevators. Some of the language in this is really quite hysterical. And then it has the plans of each floor. Now there's a lot of things that have happened since then. I'm not sure what year that they started selling the office condos. Oh, right.
Because they're all condos now.
Right.
There's
although some of them are rented.
Some of them are rented. The owners rent them, but
right.
But this is.
I love these because when I was a kid, I wanted to be an architect, so I love looking at.
Yeah. And, there's a lot of that has gone on through the years. So. And this again, all these mid-century drawings.
Yeah.
Are really.
The starburst clock there and on the wall and very mid-century.
Yeah. And they had, and I can't remember the name of the Italian designer, but all the tile in the bathrooms were designed by an Italian designer, and I don't know, I think most of it's been replaced by now, but someone says it could be worth some money.
Yeah, I forget, the tile in your guest bath here was colored, wasn't it?
It was pink.
Pink, right?
Yeah. That
was really popular back then.
Yeah. And that's about it. What's really interesting, though, is this phone number. This is a company that owned this building when it was apartments. Yeah. And all the buildings that are with it. These are different buildings all across the country. But that phone number, CL2 2060.
Do you remember your phone number, your home phone number from that period?
I don't.
Or the exchange? Mine was Chapel.
No, I don't recall ever having one of those that started with a letter.
Maybe you had a party line down there.
We did.
Did you?
We had a party line, and there was about 4 or 5 households on one party line.
Yeah. So we talked about your idea about maybe breaking through the kitchen wall here and opening up into the dining room. But I know you had mentioned a few other ideas you're playing with too. Yeah. I when I remodeled the kitchen, I put this washing machine drying. It uses evaporation method to dry clothes, and it doesn't completely dry them. And so I'm kind of do you like dissatisfied with it. Yeah. If I wanted to hang out clothes all the time, I just have gotten a washer. But I've got a closet that's full of my baking stuff that I'm going to try to relocate and put a stackable unit in there. So. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I mean, it's right off your bedroom there, and. And I want to eventually, I want to redo all the flooring, maybe hardwoods throughout,
with area rugs.
Take up the carpeting altogether.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the carpeting's seen its better days, so it's ready to go.
How about the art here?
Oh, that's another. That's Paul Richmond. That's
Oh, Paul did this?
yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Print of Tammy Faye.
Tammy Faye Baker. Her.
And then on the other side of that door facing there is the West family, Nina West and Virginia West, and I can't remember the other one.
Oh, and blondies.
And blondies.
I told everybody about your blondies.
Yeah, I like to bake, like to make candy, like to make cookies.
I'd like you to bake too. Not gonna.
I just keep the mixer out on the countertop anymore. So.
That's a work of art too.
Yeah. And there's a plate and napkin if you'd like one.
Why not? By the way, I'm going to include this recipe for this episode.
That's great.
If that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I think it's the same one that I gave you originally.
It is,
right?
yeah. Yep. And everybody has enjoyed them that I've made.
We get to enjoy some blondies.
Yeah.
Those things aren't French, but they should be. They're so good. I seriously think just one,
2, 3, whatever.
I seriously think I could eat one or more. They really are good. Yeah. But at least they have bourbon in it, and our drink today is going to be a Paris Manhattan with bourbon. So there's a connection there. Some Saint Germain, some dry vermouth, and a couple dashes of Angostura bitters.
Now what's in the Saint Germain?
It's an elderflower liqueur.
Okay.
Yeah, and some Luxardo cherries, the best. Okay, so for 2 drinks, we'll need 4 ounces of bourbon, Woodford Reserve, mother's milk. Okay. Sugar. Oh, sure. Get around there. So that's 2 ounces there? That's I think.
This is day drinking at its best, right?
Yeah, it is. 2. Very best. 3. Yeah. 4. Okay. Then a couple ounces of Saint Germain. Okay.
What else of that?
Slush around. Okay. This is so good. I like this as well as the red. You ever tried it? No. This is great and just a vodka martini. Sentimental. And just need an ounce of this. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I'm drunk already. Okay. Okay. Be a little dry, I think. Okay. Right. 4 dashes of bitters. Oh, okay. I'll let you do that. Glasses. Straight. Okay. Just going to stir it around in a glass of ice. Sure. Stir it up. Shake it like a Polaroid camera. I don't have the other part. Get the strain in. Yeah. I can't strike it. Shake. Really smelling so good. Manhattans. Okay. Cherries.
Cherries. Some nuts.
Yes. Napkins. Thanks. I love everything is color coordinated. Even your shirt matches your napkin. Matches the plate. I mean, this is too much. Wow. Recipes for the blondies, even though they're not French, you'll appreciate it. And for the Paris Manhattans will be on the companion Facebook page. Santé! Santé! Nice.
It is nice.
Yeah.